Safety is key in the digital world. That is why most schools have an acceptable use policy. What exactly is an acceptable use policy? Well, an acceptable use policy, or an AUP, is a document stipulating constraints and practices that a user must agree to for access to corporate network, the internet, or other resources. In simple terms, this is a document that addresses the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that are associated with using the internet and technology at school. You may ask, where can I find it? Usually the AUP is given to students during the first week of school, or at least the first 2 weeks of school. Students and parents must read the agreement and sign and send the document back to school as soon as possible. If students are not given the document during the first or second week of school, it is usually found within the student handbook, and if not, it can be found on the school's website. If you are having difficulty finding the AUP, please reach out to your school or your school district for more information. You should make sure that your school's AUP is effective, and to ensure that it's effective, you want to make sure that it has at least these 6 key elements. The first thing it needs to have is a preamble which states why the policy is needed, a definition section which defines the key terms used within the policy statement which tells the services that it covers, and an acceptable use section which defines which is appropriate to you, or what is appropriate, and what is inappropriate or unacceptable, as well as the last section should be the violation section and how to report if you see someone else violating these terms. When looking at my school district's acceptable use policy, I found that the access to school computers and networks is a privilege, not a right. So you want to make sure that you review your school's acceptable use policy to ensure that you are abiding by the rules. If a user is violating any of the rules outlined above or within the student handbook, they will be denied access, and some violations may even be considered a criminal offense. The school district has listed some responsibilities and acknowledgments of which students must agree to prior to be given access to any device, whether it's a computer, Chromebook, or an iPad, as well as the network. It basically states that students will respect any school property given to them and will give credit where credit is due on any information that they found on the internet, including photos, especially if it's not their own, as well as ensuring documents are safe by not giving others access to their login information or even just giving others their computer. Remember, safety is key in the digital world, which is why it is important to review your school's acceptable use policy, know it, learn it, and remember why it's important.